Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And I want to thank you for being here. And we're going to have a great presentation today. And this is the City of Bellflower's 2023 State of the City Address luncheon. And we always have a good time with these things. We've got a lot of great things to present. My name is Dan Coops. I'm currently serving as the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Bellflower. And we appreciate just you being here today, taking time from your busy schedule to be able to come to something like this. We always enjoy doing a program in this building, which we didn't have until 3 or 4 years ago, and so it really adds to the occasion. In a few moments, you're going to hear from Mayor Sonny Santianez, and he's going to give us a recap on what happened in 2023 and give us a little glimpse into 2024. And so that for the past year, we remain committed to improving Bellflower and make it better, and you can actively see the things that are going on right across the street. We did a dedication there of the residential portion last week, and I asked, how are you doing with rent and occupation of that building? And they 70% occupied. Now keep in mind, $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So it's quite amazing how people would like to be in the center of Bellflower. But anyway, before we get started, I would like to invite Pastor Tom Hocking to come forward, and he's going to give us our blessing.
I invite you to bow your heads and pray with me. Heavenly Father, you've told followers of Christ, you've commanded us to intercede for our civic leaders and authorities. So it's really our privilege to do that publicly, to put into words the desire I think of just about everybody here today. Because, Lord, though we come from a variety of different religious or even non-religious backgrounds, all of us are so grateful for the positive things that have happened in Bellflower this past year, and all of us are looking forward to what you're going to do, the blessings that you're going to give us in the future. So thank you, Heavenly Father, for Bellflower. Thank you for the men and the women who serve it and protect it as first responders. Thank you for Mayor Sonny, for the council members, for Dan and Ray and Victor, and now for Wendy, and thank you for Jeff and his team. God, we've been blessed by these individuals. We've been blessed by their hard work and their sacrifice. So I pray that you would bless them in kind. God, please generously give to each of them wise and discerning and kind hearts to skillfully protect and govern the people of Bellflower with justice and with compassion and with humility. We pray that you'd bless our schools, our businesses, service clubs, and churches with peace and security, with unity, with prosperity, in ways that redound ultimately to your glory, not ours. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Hockey. Next, I'd like to invite Lakewood Station Sheriff Captain Dan Hogeen, who's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and that'll be followed immediately by the national anthem that'll be sung by Bellflower High School Vocal Ensemble.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please, if you could stand. If everyone can face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed, 'twas 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 so
That was excellent. Thank you very, very much. So at this time, I'd like a moment to recognize some of the other guests we have with us today. And of course, we're going to start with our mayor, Mayor Sonny Santa Ynez, right here in the front. Council Member Raymond Dunton. Council Member Victor Sanchez. Monday night, we made an appointment to fill a vacant seat on our city council. And so I'd like for you to know and recognize our new appointee. She'll be sworn in next week, Wendy Morse. Also joining us today from Congressman Robert Garcia's office is District Director Jack Cunningham and Field Representative Christopher Perez. Right back there. Joining us from Congresswoman Nanette Barragan's office is District Director Patricia Camacho. There she is. Also joining us is California Assembly Member Anthony Rendon and his field representative Gabby Ballesteros. From County Supervisor Janice Hahn's office, we have Field Deputy Lauren Yakama-Mizzo, right over here. Joining us today from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is Chief Myron Johnson and Captain Dan Hugain, who just gave us the flag salute. Also from Los Angeles County Fire Department is Acting Assistant Chief Jason Robertson, Battalion Chief Alex Linton, Fire Station 23 with Captain Ah Day. And of course, Community Services Liaison LaFonda Riggins. She's at all our events. Thank you for being here. Additionally, we'd like to recognize all our Bellflower Unified School District board members that are in attendance, along with Superintendent Dr. Ben Drotti. Please be recognized by the group. We also have representation from Cerritos College Board and Cerritos College President Jose Friara. And we've got here trustee of Area 3 in attendance. And we also have representatives from our downstairs neighbors, the Los Angeles County Fire Museum. Where are you guys? There you go. Additionally, we have representation from Bellflower Chamber of Commerce. Please stand. I saw your table. I spoke with you. We'd also like to recognize all of our other City of Bellflower public officials, commissioners, community organization members for being here today. So if you're part of that group, please stand and be recognized. We appreciate each of you having taken the time to spend a little hour with us here to have lunch and find out about what's going on in our city. So we're going to continue on with our program of today. You can continue eating. I hope you enjoyed your meal. It was provided by our caterer, TGIS, and it's always delicious, and it's always great to have a meal served by our caterer here. So now it's my pleasure and honor to introduce my esteemed friend and colleague on the City Council, someone who holds a deep commitment for the City of Bellflower, someone who has lived here a long time, knows the city very well, and has put it heart and soul into working in the city as a council member and mayor. And you'll see the presentation today is really outstanding, and he's a great guy to give it. So please give a round of applause to our mayor, Sonny Santa Ynez.
Thank you, my good friend and Mayor Pro Tem Dan Coops. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. How's lunch? Good. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for the State of the City. I'm really excited to share with you what has happened last year and what is to come. But before I do that, I want to recognize my city council colleagues because we make a difference. By rowing together, the city goes in one direction. And secondly, I want to recognize all our staff, our consultants, our contractors, that includes the Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, for all that you do, day in and day out in the city of Bellflower, to make us safe, to make us prosperous, and to make us a better city. With that, I'd like to start with our presentation today, but let me just summarize to you what I'm going to talk about today. We have done well, but we're not done yet. So let me start with the presentation on our different departments. I'll talk about what they have accomplished as a department and what they plan to do in the next year to come. Let me start with the finance department. Let me share you one very good news. The audit's almost finished. After tallying all the revenues and all the expenses, our net operating results for this year is the best year ever in the city of Bellflower. And that's through the hard work of our staff, coming up with lots of programs, at the same time trying to save money. So let's go down and drill down the details. Our revenue is made of $76 million. It's a good ratio between restricted funds and general and discretionary funds, 2-to-1 ratio. It's a great balance. Out of that, where do revenues come from? Our main source of revenue are taxes. Number one is property tax, followed by sales tax, cannabis tax, and utility users tax. The second big portion of the pie is intergovernmental revenues coming from federal government, the state government, and county government. Now, before I continue talking about revenue, let's look at the macroeconomics. Where are these factors coming in? Number one is unemployment. Our employment in the city of Bellflower is trending along with that of the county, except there was a slight increase towards the height of COVID. But it's going to be tapering then now. And why is unemployment important to us? Unemployment is important to us because if people are resident employed, they have more disposable income. That means they're going to buy more, they're going to eat more in Bellflower. And that will increase our sales tax. Next factor is the median housing in Bellflower. If you look at this chart, the median housing cost back 5 years ago was about $500,000. Now it's about close to $740,000. So over the span of 5 years, the property values in Bellflower went up by 50%. Why is this important? It's important because if properties are sold, then the tax base go up. That means more property tax. Let's look at the next chart. How are the property tax distributed among all these entities? For every dollar that you pay in property tax, the city gets about 7 cents for every dollar. The rest goes to the county and the school districts. So let's take a moment and talk about, let's say your property value is about $500,000. Your base rate is about $5,000 each year. Out of that $5,000, the city gets $350 of your property tax. The next factor is sales tax. Our sales tax is 10.25%. Out of the 10.25%, the city receives 1.75%. So think about whenever you buy coffee, say Starbucks, at $5, you're contributing less than 10 cents of the tax towards the city. Now, continuing on to our general fund revenues, if you look at this trend right now, it started to go up way back in 2019, 2020. If you look at the blue line, that includes our COVID funding. The purple line is without COVID. And this year alone, we received almost $5 million from COVID. And again, I want to reiterate that this is the best year ever for our operating results by taking account all the revenues and expenses. Now, our general fund reserve is an all-time high also. Look at the trend, 2007, 2008. It's ranging about 20, less than $15 million. Now it is $48 million today, okay? Over those years, this general fund is comprised of three sections, so to speak. One is the base, is the contingency fund. Over the years, we kept it at $8 million. But this year we decided, you know what? The $8 million today will not buy the same $8 million 10 years ago or 15 years ago. That's why this year we raised our contingency fund to $10 million. Another good thing that we have taken, step that we have taken is set aside $5 million to buy properties that we can use for development. Right now, we own 2 properties out of that $5 million, one on Bellflower Boulevard and one on Artesia. And the rest is unassigned general fund amounting to $33 million. Now, drilling down more in details about sales tax. Our sales tax, again, have been moving up, especially in 2019 and 20. Hopefully, it will continue to rise with all these people moving into Bellflower, patronizing our businesses, and so on and so forth. Now, moving on, I know that this is kind of a touchy issue. Some are not in favor of cannabis, but if you recall during our meetings, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. So we're raising $3.4 billion from cannabis taxes, which pays a significant portion of our homeless shelter. So it may be bad, but it's being used for something that is good. Next is something that I'm very proud to share. This was last year, because the State Controller's Office has not updated the numbers yet. Out of 431 cities, we are ranked number 73, the top 17%. And what is this? What does this mean? This means that we have good general reserve, we have a good debt burden, our cash flow is good, our pension obligations is really good. If you look at the neighboring cities that touch the city of Bellflower, Lakewood is ahead of us, Paramount just a tad above us, but below us are Cerritos, Norwalk, Long Beach, and Downey. If there's anyone here from Paramount, watch out, because we're coming after you. We're less than a point behind you, okay? I'm not a betting person, but we will make it. And for the finance department, I mean, these guys do a terrific job. This is now the 29th consecutive year that they have received this award from the Government Finance Officers Association. That's a certificate of excellence in financial reporting. I've heard other cities that are struggling just to submit their audit report. They struggle year over year. But here we are, the city of Bellflower, 29 years of continued excellence. And I know that if they miss 1 year, they cannot claim it as continue. They start all over again, okay? At this time, I'd like to ask our finance department to please stand up to be recognized and for us to thank you for all that you do in the city of Bellflower. Moving on to economic development. Economic development is tasked with attracting businesses, making them grow, and keep them in the city of Bellflower. And they have done a marvelous job. Last week, we had a ribbon cutting and opening ceremony for the Edgeway development. And Jason is here. Thank you, Jason. This is a 91-unit luxury apartment. It provides a good mix between low-cost housing, moderate housing, and so on and so forth. It is, I would say that they constructed this facility better than my expectation. Nice pool, nice amenities, fitness center. It's almost like you're in a country club. But they're not done yet. Part of the development is a commercial development that Mayor Pro Tem Coops mentioned. It's right here on the corner of Bellflower Boulevard in Maine. Please look, but not right now. Look at it later on. It will be made up of 14,000 square feet of commercial space. And what's good part of that is, if you look at this corner towards the green area, corner of Main and Bellflower Boulevard, it's going to be a public plaza with public art and decorative lighting. So we look forward to this completion sometime in August of next year. Next, last year we opened Starbucks on Bellflower and Cedar. This is our third Starbucks in the city of Bellflower. But what's more exciting about that is right next to, on the top photo, right next to Starbucks, there is like a food court made up of 4 eateries. They're almost finished. They're going to be moving on very soon. And then on top of that, to the far right, there's another pad. And the Planning Commission just approved the development of that pad. And the anchor store will be Chipotle. Next, in June, we opened Wood Spring Suites. We take pride of this because this is our first hotel in the city of Bellflower. I know that people were shocked. No, we have other hotels. No, those were motels. This is the first true hotel in the city of Bellflower. It's made up of 122 rooms, and they're doing so well in terms of their occupancy. Next is the Butterfly Garden. If you recall, 4 years ago, we opened our dedicated dog park. We're raising the bar. We will have a Butterfly Garden. It's on Alondra Boulevard, just on the south side of Alondra, just before you cross over into Norwalk and Cerritos. It's bounded on the south side by Trabuco. There's plenty of parking. There'll be drought-tolerant plants and also plants that will attract butterflies. So it's going to be a game changer. And all of these are basically to improve the quality of life of our residents. This is a picture of the most recent rendering. It was taken 2 days ago. As you can see, they're almost finished. And I was told that it will be completed by the end of fall this year. So stay tuned, look for that, and it's going to happen. Next one is the gateway sign on Bellflower Boulevard on the southwest corner of Bellflower and Alondra by U.S. Bank. It's been in the work for some time. The lines are ready, the water lines are ready, electrical is ready, but unfortunately, because supply chain issue, they cannot fabricate the sign yet. So they're working on it. So as soon as the signs are ready, it will be installed in no time. This will be our gateway welcome sign to Bellflower on the north end of the boulevard. Next, Bellflower Connect is, I'm very proud of our city. We're the first one in this area to provide free Wi-Fi access. Before COVID, we were talking about providing free Wi-Fi, and we approved that, but the rollout was slowed. But thanks to COVID, we got more funding, because one of the priorities of the American Rescue Act of 2021 was broadband service. So we used part of that money to buy 10,000 modems so that we can provide to those people who cannot afford modem in their house. To qualify for this modem, they need to live in a census tract along Eucalyptus and Alondra, or anyone in the family receiving any form of public assistance can qualify. And if not for that, if based on their income, they may also qualify for this free modem. So please spread the word around, because if we can give away these 10,000 units of modem, about 40% of our household will have internet access. So tell them, please log on to www.bellflower.org/connect so they can learn more about this. This program is divided into 4 phases. Right now, phase 1 around downtown is in the works already. We have a lot of applications for free modem. And then after phase 1, we phase 2, 3, and 4. Implementation should be completed within 2 years. The farmers market used to be at Sims Park, and it was held in the morning. We thought of a better idea. Why don't we improve that? So we moved the farmers market to the town center plaza. And you know what happened? Instead of 10 vendors at Sims Park, we now have between 20 and 25 vendors every Monday. Job fair, we hosted in conjunction with the Celaco Workforce Development and Chamber of Commerce. We hosted a regional job fair at Sims Park. I can tell you that this was well attended. We have over 70 employers and over 400 job seekers were there. Celaco just celebrated its 40th anniversary. Its main goal is to match the employer's need for qualified employees and the job seekers' desire for good paying jobs. So congratulations, Celaco, for 40 years of service in our community. And more grand openings this year. We have the Dennis restaurant, our third Dennis restaurant in the city of Bellflower. This guy is just amazing. He just loves Bellflower. And who would think that we will have a suit and tux store in the city of Bellflower? We have one in downtown Bellflower. Also, the Korean barbecue opened on Bellflower and Ramona. And then Roca Grill opened also a few months ago. It's our first true steakhouse in our city. And then E562 Bikes, it's located on Alondra and Clark Avenue, opened up. And a good barbershop, Pit Stop Barbershop, opened in Alondra and Virginia Avenue. We're not forgetting about art. And you know, I love art. And we're adding more art in the city of Bellflower. We're putting this mural in the underpass of the 9 freeway on Lakewood Boulevard. The theme of this art is follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. What's depicted on top, the very top, center top, are boy and girl playing with astronaut figurines. And to the left, they become astronauts. In the center lower picture is a boy and girl fishing. And to the right, they're deep sea divers. So again, we need to encourage our youth to follow their dreams. This will be done by a noted artist named Dave Patton. He did our artwork on Nest Tambien and also the back of stand-up comedy. Next, we're helping entrepreneurs, business owners, and would-be business owners to settle their business in the city of Bellflower. We have 2 programs. One is for English speaking, 37 Oaks. It's an online program on their own pace within a certain period of time. And so far, and the main goal of this program is to convert home-based business into brick and mortar. So far, we have 13 graduates, and there's 6 students right now going to the program. Emprendedores, on the other hand, is geared towards Spanish-speaking business owners or would-be business owners. Its goal is to help them start a business, how to fund a business, and how to grow a business. Thanks to their mentor, Senora Monica Robles, and they have done a fantastic job. So far, we have 75 graduates on this program, and 18 more are currently enrolled in the current cohort. Next, be connected with Bellflower. If you haven't signed up to get the update on Bellflower, please go online, www.bellflower.org, and sign up so that you get continuous update of what's going on in our city. In addition to that, we're in social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, and then Instagram and YouTube. But again, please sign up so that you can get updates on what's going on in our city. So what's next for economic development? One is they will continue the installation of our broadband service. They'll continue to support and promote business within Bellflower. We're now expanding beyond downtown. A few years ago, our focus was downtown, which was right, because we don't have a lot of money back then. We need to be very strategic in terms of how we invest our money. But now we've been very successful in downtown. We're now spreading our wings to other areas like Lakewood Boulevard, Artesia, Rosecrans. So watch out for that. Many things are going to happen. They will continue to seek funding through grants and other projects. And of course, I'm going to talk about housing. They'll continue to search for more housing opportunities within our city. And they will create a utility box artwork. We have some of that already, but we want to expand on that program. And finally, for economic development for next year, hopefully they will finish the construction of the downtown gateway sign. Again, it's on Bellflower and Alondra. Next department I'm going to review is planning and building department. They are responsible for permitting and also for inspection to make sure that our buildings, our homes are safe. Okay, so what have they done so far this year? So far, they've issued 14 permits through self-certification. If you're not familiar with self-certification, this is a game changer if you're a contractor. What you do is bring your permit to the city. They don't go to the normal process of scrutinizing your permit. All they do is make sure it's complete. As long as it is signed by your certified, licensed engineer or architect, you can start construction. And that saved a lot of our developers months in development, waiting for the permits to be approved. Especially if you're being financed, time means money. So that's a game changer. Imagine 14 of them have taken advantage of this program. So far this year, they've issued almost 1,200 construction permits. And I'm very proud that out of that, 56 are for the accessory dwelling units known as ADUs. And they've also completed the building code cycle update for 2022. So in terms of building codes, we are up to date. In addition to that, they processed the entitlements for the Bellflower Center, which I described earlier, the development on Bellflower Boulevard and Cedar, the Oak Center, which I will discuss later, together with the stormwater capture project underneath the Sims Park. They've also processed the entitlement for 8 new homes on Mapledale and 5 new homes on Ramona Street. And also the public art pieces that I talked about for Edgeway development. And one thing that happened, something new this year, is the Comedy Fest. The Stand-Up Comedy Club hosted a very successful Comedy Fest at the town center. And they've issued over 600 permits so far. This just illustrates to you what happens if a development happens in the city of Bellflower. Look at the left side. That used to be a medical office. To the right side, very bright, very attractive Dennis restaurant. Also in the city of Bellflower right now, it's under construction, it's almost finished, is the Regional Oncology Center of Kaiser Permanente. We're hoping that this will be finished by the end of this calendar year. Also, on the northwest end of our city, there's a construction going on to build a gas station. This is on Lakewood Boulevard in Gardendale, building a gas station with a restaurant and a convenience store. So what's next for our building department? Housing. The state has allocated to us almost 4,000 new homes for the next 8 years. Let me not scare you. The city is not in the business of building homes. We're not. All we do is allow these homes to be built in the city via land use, ordinances, and regulations. So we'll try to provide that environment so that developers would come to the city and build these almost 4,000 homes over the next 8 years. And I'm excited about the next one. We're going into the computer modern age. They will convert the permitting process to online processing so that contractors coming to the city will not have to be all this voluminous blueprint rolled and too much paper. They kill more trees than what's needed. And also they want to make sure that our ADU regulations are in compliance with the state law. And finally, this is something that I'm personally very excited. They're working on establishing an art district along Clark Avenue. So please stay tuned on this project. This is something that is going to happen. And again, I'm very excited about this one. So at this time, I'd like to invite our building and planning department to please stand up to be recognized. And I want to thank you for all that you do for our city. Thank you, Elizabeth. Next, Public Works. Public Works are our behind-the-scenes heroes. Day in and day out, they take care of our facilities, our parks, our streets, graffiti, you call them. I'm very proud that in our city, you call for a graffiti, and within 24 hours, that graffiti is gone, okay? And I've been visiting other cities. I'm just so sad that other cities cannot do what we can do. So far, we are very in line with our slurry project. As you know, every 7 years, every street in the city is re-slurried. That's on the schedule, like time clock. This year, we will have almost 25 road miles of re-slurried street. Think about, just to put things in perspective, about 25 miles. Our city is 3 miles long and 2 miles wide. And we're reslurring 24 road miles this year. And that will include areas like from the bike lane, and then Lakewood Boulevard to Clark, that's area number 1. Number 2 is Alondra, Flower, and Woodruff. Area number 3 is on the northeast end of the city. That is Bellflower, Rosecrans, Somerset, Woodruff. And then area number 1 is Artesia to the city limit on Lakewood Boulevard and Clark. Area number 2 is on Flower Street, Artesia, Clark, and Woodruff. And area number 4 is Stevens from Somerset and Alondra. And area number 5 is Eucalyptus between Somerset and Alondra. So I will talk more about this later on. This year we completed the reconstruction of Bellflower Boulevard south of the freeway. How did you like it? You like it? All right. It was really good because we added center median with plants and trees, ADA compliant curb ramps. And what's new with this project is we added class 2 bike lanes on Bellflower Boulevard. Somebody questioned me one time, what do we need this bike lane for? It's from Rose Street all the way to Artesia. It ends on Artesia. But my answer is, that's the best way to get funding, is to provide a bike lane, okay? All right, next, we continue improving our streets, our sidewalks. This year alone, we added 1/4 mile of brand new sidewalk. And we reconstructed over 1 mile of sidewalk. We added 16 ADA compliant curb ramps just this year alone. Public Works will be having a new home. We are repurposing a building on the west end of the maintenance yard. Right now they are using a portable office, but they'll have a permanent home. That deserves an applause. It will be a more inviting lobby, ADA compliant office, and more space. So we look forward to the completion of this Public Works building. What's next for Public Works? All right, this is a lot of work for Public Works. Lakewood and Alondra, that's a major reconstruction. We will add protected right turn lane on that intersection. We will make the left turn pocket longer on the Alondra because I use that very often. It's not safe. And we'll put ADA compliant curb ramps and new traffic signals. Next is the traffic signal on various intersections, mainly on Lakewood Boulevard and Somerset. That's going to be changed, and also the one on Lakewood and Flower. And then also, we'll be adding new traffic signals on Lakewood and Main and Lakewood and Cedar, where there's no cross street right now. We'll also complete the rehabilitation and the cross of the street and crosswalk on Bellflower Boulevard between Flower Street and Park Street. And this is a major project of Public Works, is the rehabilitation and reslurving of Alondra from Bellflower Boulevard all the way to the Paramount border. Right now, you will see some construction work. They are fixing all the curbs along Alondra in that section. And once they are finished, they will re-slurry along the boulevard in that area part of the city. They will complete the Public Works building. I think they have a self-interest in completing that project, and also complete the butterfly garden. So at this time, I'd like to invite our Public Works staff to please stand up to be recognized, and for us to thank you for all that you do for our city. Thank you. Next is Parks and Rec Department, the fun department of the city. There you go. And they're well represented today. Parks and Rec, I'm just floored with the amount of programs that they conduct. Swimming lessons, karate lessons, adaptive recreation program. And you know what? We have pickleball courts now in the city of Bellflower, just like any ADR city. And we're doing more. Last summer, we hosted 6 Street Fest, 6 Thursdays with Street Fest. Movie nights, we had 4 movie nights. We have the father-daughter dance. We have the community walk. We have the student art festival competition for 3rd up to 6th graders. And also we hosted the Christmas decorating contest, and we honored 24 residents for their Christmas decoration. This year, for the first time, we are launching a new program. It's a photo contest. Bellflower High, please listen. This is open to all residents of Bellflower. All you need to do is take a photo between September and October of this year. Submit your photo, and it has to be taken within the city boundaries. And you get a chance to win prizes. Okay? Deadline is November 1st, and there's 2 divisions for this contest. One is the adult division from 18 years old and up, and the youth division, 17 years old and younger. So please spread the word. All you need to do is get your smartphone, take a snapshot, and get it printed, and so on and so forth, and you can enter this contest. We're also getting ready for our traditional Christmas tree lighting ceremony to be held on December 1st. And for April of next year, staff is getting ready for our Bravo Awards. It's our opportunity to again honor our first responder and outstanding citizens for their service to the city. We are also planning for our Veterans event for November 8th. Veterans, if there's any veterans in the house, please stand up to be recognized. Thank you so much for your service to our country. And our honors program continues. You can buy a brick, and you get a banner to be hung along Flower Street and Alondra. Next, we have our volunteer center activities. This year alone, we helped 811 families through the spring basket program and holiday programs. One important program we have is LEAD program, Leadership, Experience, and Development. It's a volunteer program to train our youth. And so far in this program, there's about 86 graduates went to this program. And we want to keep our city better, cleaner. So please participate whenever it comes in your neighborhood. Please participate in the Bellflower Looking Better. What they do is they bring a big dumpster. You can dump your trash or your furniture that you don't want anymore, and that's Bellflower Looking Better. And also, if you want to save money and not pay permit for a yard sale, you can join the community yard sale that goes around the city once a year. So watch out for those information. The Parks and Rec brochure. I said that at the last city council meeting. This is the first time I've seen I've seen the most comprehensive brochure from our Parks and Rec. If you don't have a copy, I think there's some copies on that table. But if not, you can call the Parks and Rec department. This brochure is, because of my promotion, it's selling like hotcakes. So please grab one right away. It is very informative. It shows all the different programs, activities in our city. Constitution Park is being reconstituted. That's a good term, right? Constitution Park is being reconstituted. All right. A few years ago, some bad elements basically kind of almost took over the park. And what did we end up doing is take out the big toy. And after that, we fenced the Constitution Park to make it safer. It's only open during the day. Now we're taking it to the next level, okay? We're adding a new playground, a walking path, a fitness station, and more security cameras. So again, this park is only open during the day because we don't want the bad elements hanging out at night. So please watch out. This is a very important development in the south end of our city. One of the projects also in our Parks Rec is Thompson Park. At this moment, they've already taken away that old playground along Bellflower Boulevard. It's 25 years old. It's time to go. And if you look at the rendering on top of that, that's the rendering of the new park once it is finished. On the right side is our Extreme Ninja course. Very exciting. I said, okay. Yes, you're right. Remember at the last Bravo, our keynote speaker was Matt Eisman from the American Ninja Warriors? Yes, he's my hero, one of my heroes. Once this is completed, I won't be surprised if one of those American Ninja Warriors will be coming from the city of Bellflower. Okay? And you can just imagine our neighboring cities, their kids will be coming to Bellflower just to train on this course. This will be a game changer for our parks. Sims Park, that green area is the current playground, softball, baseball field. It will, sadly to say, it will be torn down. But for a good reason. We will install our stormwater capture project underneath that park. Okay? So they'll take out the dirt and put the chambers, and so that we can collect the water runoff from the curbs and things like that. We'll treat the water and store it and use that to water the park. Once it's finished, we'll put the new artificial turf field for baseball, softball, and soccer. So it will be a nice field in that park. But we're not done yet in that area. We're also building our Oak Center. This is our youth and senior center, made up of about 12,000 square feet of space. It will require new programming for seniors and our youth. This is great space for them. Okay. So look out for that. It's going to be built. We will demolish the volunteer center building. It's going to be built around that and also on the vacant lot right next to the Women's Club. And I think the speaker has left already. I want to thank him for giving us $2.7 million to fund part of this Oak Center. Our Parks Master Plan. We've been looking at this for over the years, and finally it's off the ground. This is our plan to set a new vision for our Parks and Rec. So if you have some kind of ideas, if you want to participate and share with us your input on how you would like to see our parks, our programming for years to come, please share your input with us. We need your input because we want to make sure that we are responsive to what you need. We cannot just decide at the dais what you need. You have to tell us what you need. So this is your best opportunity to shape our parks for years to come. At this time, I'd like to invite our Parks and Rec staff to please stand up to be recognized and to be thanked for all that you do in our city. Thank you, guys. Public safety is next. Public safety is our #1 priority. Our goal, our mission, is to make sure that you feel safe at home and you feel safe when you go outside your home. Because if we don't do that, we fail. I know we have challenges, lots of challenges, especially with this defund the police. This is not helping us, okay? But we're trying our best. Every opportunity we do, we try to take it. So far, we've combined our code enforcement with public safety for more efficiency, more timely responses, and it gave us very good results. We also integrated that activity to focus on quality of life issues. We also increased the services of our private security, Southwest Patrol Services, to augment the service of our LA County Sheriff's Department. And we're installing license plate readers, nine areas in the city of Bellflower. This license plate reader will basically scan the license plate. And if the vehicle is stolen, it will alert our deputies that this car is stolen. And they can respond right away. Because our goal is to get to that person, to that vehicle right away, so that vehicle cannot be used again to commit another crime. Because as you know, stolen vehicles are most likely used to commit another crime. I just want to show you our comprehensive public safety approach. It starts with the local concern, and we address that multi-pronged. We have our patrol deputies, our detectives, our community CSOs, community service officers, a motor program, neighborhood watch, special assignment deputies, code enforcement, and Southwest Patrol Services. So it's all hands on deck when it comes to public safety. One of the components is homelessness. It's an issue that's related to public safety. As you recall, we opened the New Hope Homeless Shelter way back in 2020, and it gave us good results. It's not perfect, let me tell you that, but it gave us good results. One thing that I noticed, there are no more homeless encampments at our public parks and also on our sidewalks. That's the main difference. You can still see some on private properties, but not on public properties. Our homeless shelter to me is the most humane way of solving this issue. We're given the opportunity to be housed. So whenever there's a homeless person, they're given an option to go to the shelter or go somewhere else. By setting up the shelter, we're able to enforce our anti-loitering ordinance. We also partner with Kingdom Causes to their outreach activities. And recently, a couple of months ago, we signed up an agreement with Care Solace to provide mental health services to our residents. All they need to do is call this number, and they can be referred to over 350,000 licensed professionals. Thank you. Homeless encampment is always an issue, and we address that on a daily basis. And thanks again to our sheriff's deputies and our CSOs for all that you work day in and day out. Every morning, that's what they do. They start with that, okay? And this is important because what they do is they nip it in the bud. We don't want one tent to become an encampment because once you allow that to become an encampment, it becomes a bigger issue. So we take it one tent at a time. And if you see an encampment, a tent being set up, please call this number, 562-925-0124, and they will act on it. Neighborhood Watch also is a good component of our comprehensive public safety. If you see something, say something. We cannot, I emphasize, we cannot put an officer in every street corner of the city of Bellflower. We cannot do that. But we are there. We live in the city. So if you want to be active, we have some spots available. There are some areas of the city that don't have an active Neighborhood Watch program. Please sign up. Please call them and be active in your community. How many of you noticed that, maybe I'm the only one, since COVID, I guess a lot of people became impatient. They drive faster. They blast through stop signs, traffic signs. I mean, it's just crazy. But our motor deputies are there to make sure that our codes are enforced. We have 6 patrol cars on different shifts trying to enforce this, our ordinances. At the same time, our distinguished motor deputy, Deputy Emerson, retired. This guy is just phenomenal. He wrote the most number of citations in the county and is assigned to the city. And unfortunately, he retired, but if there's a Hall of Fame of citations written, he will be number 1. This is the chart over the last 30 years, and you can see our crime rate has gone down. Okay. I know it is very, you might be surprised. Our goal is 0. Our goal is 0 crime, but we cannot accomplish that. We're realistic. But our goal remains 0 crime. But fortunately, our crime rate has gone down significantly over the years, especially the last 15 years. If you can see in the chart here, 2019, it really went down already. Code enforcement, I was talking about earlier, the efficiency of having to combine with public safety, they increased the number of cases by 60% in just 1 year. And let me show you some results here. In this year alone, they opened about 1,000 cases and they closed those cases. If you look at the right column, you can see the most common type of code enforcement issues. Number 1 is overgrown vegetation, Christmas lights. We allow Christmas lights, but you need to take them down by January 31st, okay? And if you see something here that the neighbors are not being good neighbors, please call this number, 562-804-1424, extension 2284, and our code enforcement staff will take care of that issue. Street vending is allowed in Bellflower. Surprise. It is allowed, as long as they are permitted. Right now, officially, we have 2 permitted vendors in our city. One is a push cart, usually on Rosecrans, and a taco truck, usually on Bellflower Boulevard. They just have to follow the regulations. That's all we ask. They can be permitted and they can conduct business within our city. So don't believe if somebody says street vendors are not allowed in Bellflower. That is fake news. At this time, I'd like to ask our public safety staff to please stand up, to be recognized and to be thanked for all that you do. Our sheriffs, thank you so much for being very diligent. I know it's kind of taxing for you, but thank you. Next, our city clerk, they keep us straight. They take all the agenda, the minutes of the meetings. They make sure that we comply with our public reporting requirements, the Brown Act, and they process all agreements, all resolutions, everything else. And they also respond to public request. It's legal, okay? Whenever some request for some information, we need to respond. We need to provide the information. And so far this year, they have responded to 600 public requests. They also take care of the filing for economic statement, Form 700, and also for campaign statements for city council members and candidates. And also they make sure every 2 years that we go to this ethics training and conflict of interest training. And finally, the city clerks takes care of the administration of the election And next year, November of next year, there will be an election. At this time, I'd like to ask our city clerk's office to be recognized. Thank you so much, Myra, and your staff. I will be remiss if I don't recognize our city manager, Jeff Stewart, and his staff, Travis and Lydia. Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff has been the city manager now for almost 12 years, and he has done a marvelous job in our city. Jeff is a wonderful person because he's a good trainer. And I can tell you that two of his assistant city manager has moved on to higher positions. One is Randy Stover and Ryan Smooth. And Jeff is a wonderful person, a wonderful team leader, a wonderful quarterback of our staff. And he has done a tremendous job for our city to make it a great city. So thank you so much, Jeff. And secondly, I'd like to recognize our city attorney. He could not be here, but the assistant city attorney is here, Tim Campen. And our city attorneys, their main job is to keep us out of trouble. That's plain and simple. And they've done a wonderful job for keeping us out of trouble. With that, I want to thank you for joining us in today's State of the City. I know it's been a great morning, a great day, and I can tell you that every time I walk around the city, every time I drive around the city, sometimes I pinch myself. We are doing wonderful things in our city. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud to be a member of the City Council. I'm very proud to be a member of this community. And I hope you feel the same way. And I've said earlier, we've done well this year, but we're not done yet, and our best is still to come. So thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.